Welcome to Part 5 of the Norfolk Historical Society's virtual tour of historic downtown Simcoe. Behind me is the Norfolk Archives at the Eva Brooke Donnelly Museum, otherwise known as the Mulkins House. Built in 1845 by Thomas Mulkins in the neoclassical Loyalist style, this structure is one of the earliest brick structures remaining in Simcoe today. Mr. Mulkins was both a dry goods merchant and the second postmaster for Simcoe. Over the years, this building has taken on different looks. The house was passed to his son Henry, who kept the building for 52 years for mortgage purposes. When Henry passed away as a bachelor recluse in 1917, the home was then sold. It is said that the police had to forcibly remove the maid who worked for Henry because she had no other place to live and this was her only residence. The house was bought in 1924 by local artist Eva Brooke and her husband Will Donnelly. Both Eva and Will were members of Norfolk's most prominent families. Before she died in 1942, having no children, Eva willed her house to the town of Simcoe. She asked that her home be converted into an arts and antiques museum. Many of her paintings and sculptures can be found here, as well as the works of Edgar Cantillon, Norfolk's most famous artist. Many of Cantillon's sketches and paintings are the only existing illustrations of Norfolk's past. He was the first curator of the museum, and over 300 of his paintings can be found here. The Norfolk Historical Society took over the museum and ran it for 76 years before turning it over to Norfolk County in 2017. It is the home of some of the most important historical county artifacts and genealogical archives, which attract hundreds of people from around North America each year. The museum is located across the street from the home of William Mercer Wilson, one of Simcoe's most notable citizens, who came to Canada from Scotland in 1834. I'll let my daughter Grace tell you a bit more about him.
Mr. Wilson was a Crown Attorney, a Reeve, a Warden, Chairman of the Board of Education, Head of the Militia, Editor of the local newspaper, and, well, you get the idea. When the Simcoe Courthouse burned to the ground in 1863, he led the planning for the construction of the new one. He married 3 times and had 14 children, only 8 of whom survived. He was an active Freemason. The Wilson Medal is the highest achievement a Mason in Ontario can receive. He is buried in St. John's Woodhouse Cemetery, south of Simcoe, where Masons make a pilgrimage every last Sunday of June. 2,000 people showed up to his funeral, 1,000 of whom were Masons. You can also stop at the Blue Elephant next door for a craft beer. Make sure to ask the owner about the ghosts inside. In our next program, we'll take a look at historic Peel Street. Thanks for watching.